We are still on the bridge here, going to the other side of the Ganges River. It's a very wide river, that is for sure. I don't know if it's the widest, but it's. Speaking of widest river in the world, sure not this, but what I mean is, I don't know if this is the widest spot of the river itself. Right, so let's continue. Verse 20. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Rise up early in the morning and present yourself to Pharaoh as he goes out to the water, and say to him, Thus says the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. Or else, if you not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies on you and your servants and your people, and into your houses. And the houses of the Egyptians shall be filled with swarms of flies, and also the ground on which they stand." So early in the morning, God told Moses to go early in the morning. Now this is early in the morning. It's actually not that early anymore. It's 7:30. One can see while the sun is rising there in the back. So this is when they were supposed to go out, because again, that's kind of a better time of the day. During the day, it's too hot. So Pharaoh is going to go to the water. So for which reason Pharaoh is going to go to the water? Is it to check up on all the frogs, or the water turned into blood, or the gnats, or whatever? No, I mean, most likely not in this case already. But it would, like I just now explained, that's the best time of the day to go out and to go and check things, right? So you will go to the water. And then God told Moses in that time to go there to speak with Pharaoh, and again to tell Pharaoh to let the people go, so that they can serve God ultimately. And this is now in bringing in these offerings to God, in that way serving God. And if he's not going to do that, then the next plague is going to happen. And this case is now flies. He's going to send flies all over the people, everywhere. Servants, houses, everywhere. All of these houses will be filled with flies. And yeah, I mean, and none of these things were nice at all, to put it the least, of to put it in the least way. Verse 22. But in this case, there's going to be a difference ultimately between another difference now between this is now the first sign is done after the previous sign, where the guys had to admit that we can't do this, and had to admit that this is the finger of God. So now the difference is going to be, we see in the following verse 22. Kids going to school. Okay, don't worry about the interruption. It's a nice interruption, kind of something different. Yeah, just the one boy started waving to me, because I guess there's not a lot of white faces here on the bus. Verse 22. But in that day I will set apart the land of Goshen, where my people dwell, so that no swarms of flies shall be there, that you may know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth. Thus I will put a division between my people and your people. Tomorrow this sign shall happen. Oh, more school kids. Whole bunch of them. Oh, and more of them. They're going by car to school to the other side or something. Interesting. Right. So this God saying, the difference is going to happen between, or the difference between this sign and the other signs that happened all the way up till now, is the fact that the people, these people, the Hebrews, will be set apart from the Egyptians. Right? With other signs, we haven't seen a mention of this, but this is now the first time we see this setting apart of, where God is starting to break them out, the different groups of the Egyptians and the Hebrews apart from each other, because ultimately there's going to be a tear that happens, because one group will go and the other group will stay, and the difference between God's people and not God's people in on the side. Yeah, if an ambulance needs to get through this, it's like totally impossible, because only 2 lanes, and our lane is totally full of vehicles. The other lane is totally full of vehicles, and still more school kids going past. Anyhow, so this division that is happening here, this showing by God who belongs to me, who doesn't belong to me. So this is just not a question of, well, okay, I can just pick. I mean, you can't like pick where flies go. It's like, okay, I will just flies go where flies go, kind of idea. Like, no, you don't go here. You don't. You well, sure. If there's a lot of what's the word for it? Meat maybe that can attract them. They might go in a certain area, right? But I mean, flies. Not only that, they would. I mean, it has to be a miracle to have one part open and another part full of them, kind of. Right? It's one thing if you have a room and you chase them into a room and you close the doors and windows and stuff like that, but it's a different thing when you have open land. So it's totally impossible. So ultimately, because this is God's doing, God is putting the division between His people and your people, Pharaoh's people, the Egyptians. And then lastly as well, it's ominous, tomorrow this shall happen. This sign shall happen. Verse 24. So we're now at the other side of the Ganges River. We just, I think, reached the other side. And the Lord did so. There came great swarms of flies into the houses of Pharaoh and into his servants' houses, throughout all the land of Egypt. The land was ruined by the swarms of flies. So as God said, God did. Flies everywhere. God keeps His word, right? Because God said He's going to do it. He kept His word. It came. They came everywhere.